with something a little bit different. I've had a lot of people ask specifically about the build, and to be honest with you, I've been doing a lot of copying and pasting since I responded to the first one in detail. So I figured I'd go ahead and just make a video of the build and exactly what went into the build and the exact horsepower, torque, everything that came out when the dyno was complete. So I'm going to go ahead and go through that. I'll probably go to 3 different locations because I don't really want to sit and talk for 20 minutes, and I'm sure nobody wants to just sit here and watch me talk for 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it up a little bit and, you know, talk a little bit about one part of the build here, then go somewhere else, and then talk about another part of the build there, and so forth. And that's just kind of what we're going to do. And I got Mickey riding along with me today, my man Mickey. So that's what we're going to do. So first stop, I just wanted to come up to Target because, well, one, I need to get a gift for Mother's Day and a card and so forth. So, well, I've already got the card. I just need to get part 1 of 2 of the gift. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Grab me a Mountain Dew, even though I don't really need to be drinking those either. But hey, whatever. It's what we do. So, living on the edge. Let's go! First and foremost, I want to give a shout out to the guys at PowerTech Performance. They are the ones who did the build on this car. Joe and his team are great. They do a heck of a job. They're located in St. Petersburg, in the St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay area. But let's get into this. So as far as the heads go, I took the factory heads because they were in good shape. Went ahead and had Ferrea, and I probably said it wrong, stainless steel exhaust valves put in, Ferrea bronze valve guides put in, ARP head bolt kit, valve cover gasket obviously, valve stem seal set, OEM GM Dex coolant. Went in with the OEM LS7 head gasket. As far as the heads go, they were stripped down, clean, media blasted, pressed out the old guides and installed the new bronze guides, installed new exhaust valves, cleaned and polished stock intake valves, performed a 3-angle valve job, and lapped in all the valves. Obviously, part of getting the valves done, you know, the oil was changed, stock intake valves, everything was cleaned up, reassemble the cylinder heads, pressure check everything, AMSOL synthetic oil change with filter, dry sump, Taylor plug wire set with heat boots, and we also went in with the NGK iridium spark plugs. So that's kind of what we did for the heads. Also, I'm going to go do the heads and the intake all in the same thing, and then I'll get into the cam and then the exhaust on the next go around. But as far as the intake goes, went in with a Halitech cold air intake, went in with the red air bridge to kind of match the car, just do a little color match. I'll pop the hood in a second and show you that. And that's pretty much it as far as the intake and the heads go. So definitely went back in with the factory heads because mine were in good shape, so I addressed them before the potential issue could occur with the notorious valve drop. So that's what I went in with. I'll go ahead and talk about the camshaft here in a second at the next location, as well as exactly what I did with the exhaust, and then we'll go over the dyno sheet, torque numbers, horsepower numbers, all the good stuff. So stay tuned. We're going to hit that up in a minute. Let me go and pop this hood. And there is the Halitech intake with the red air bridge. We went in with the wider air bridge, so that way when I go ahead and change out the manifold, and no, I did not put a new manifold in on this build. I'll probably do that next winter if I decide to even do it at all. But yeah, so there's the intake. The heads were all polished up and cleaned up. Down there you can kind of see the heat boot, the headers, and I think maybe I can get a better view in here with them polished. Yeah, you can see them down there. They're kind of hard to see, but you can see if I can get in a little bit more. Yeah, you can see, if you look close enough, you can see where they've been polished out, cleaned up, and reinstalled. So that's what I went in with as far as the headwork goes and intake. You can see the header's pretty decent over here in the sun. the heat boots. But yeah, so I'll go over that portion of the build here in a second. I'm gonna run into Target and grab the stuff I need, and we'll be back. At a different location now. Stopped at the 7-Eleven and got a hot dog and my Mountain Dew. I'm not supposed to have these, but you know what? So good. Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes as far as the camshaft goes. Well, first, headers and X-pipe. I went with American Racing headers and X-pipe. I had Cooks in the past, decided to do something a little bit different. American Racing headers. Just their parts are superior, and that's just what myself and the builder decided that was best for this car. Camshaft. So we replaced the camshaft with a Texas Speed custom grind 2.5 stage camshaft. That's the one we went with. OEM LS7 lifter set, custom length push rod set, 3/8 of an inch. Dual valve spring kit with TI retainers, titanium retainers. K-Tech C5R, timing chain, rocker trunnion upgrade, front timing cover gasket with seal, water pump gasket, ARP balancer bolt, LS7 specific, and then obviously all of the other stuff that needed to be done with it, as far as the silicone sealants, the gaskets. The oil pan had a slight crack in it, so we went ahead and replaced that as well. New oil pan gasket, new oil pan, so that was good. Some fun stuff, I went ahead and put in some pillar pod gauges. I went in with the AEM air fuel, and then I also went in with a boost gauge for future stuff. Hint, hint, if you catch my drift. I'm gonna go and flip the camera around and show you what I got as far as the gauges go. But also, when I left the shop from picking up the car, I stopped by Mad Hatter Custom Exhaust in Tampa, and I deleted the 4-inch exhaust setup, and I went in with 2 5-inch black, matte black setup. So I like it better. Taste is subjective. Some people like the 4 tips. I like the 2 larger tips. So when I flip the camera around to show you the gauges, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and let you see the exhaust setup on the rear. She is looking good though. I'm not going to lie. Again, taste is subjective, but I like how she looks. Go ahead and show you these gauges that I went with. The AEM stuff looks great. But these are the gauges I went with, and I will fire it up in a few minutes, and they're all digital. And this is the exhaust setup I went with. I personally like it. Again, taste is subjective, but I think the 2 5-inch look better than the 4 4-inch. Go ahead and fire this up so you see the gauges. And of course they're gonna flicker on camera, so I don't know why that is, but that's just how all lights are. But got the air fuel there, the boost down there. Take you out, let you hear the exhaust. go ahead and do a little walk around while she's running. Nice and quiet up front. Business in the front. Party in the back. So, that's pretty much the gist of the build. I know I probably murdered some of the names of the product and stuff like that. As far as the tune went, everything was tuned. I have the paperwork from the Dyno jet, and believe it or not, it actually laid down some very solid numbers. When it was tuned, temperature-wise outside was probably 72 degrees, 74 degrees, so it wasn't super hot. It was a nice Florida morning. I think it was a Friday morning, or it may have been a Thursday morning, but anyways, it was low 70s, 72, 73 degrees, which is good tuning weather. But this is the Dyno sheet, PowerTech Performance, and I don't know if you can see the numbers. Put it right down in there. That's what we got. And in case you can't see them, it netted in max power 546.16 to the wheels. So essentially almost 547 horsepower to the wheels. So to the crank, some people say, what's the wheel horsepower? Some people say, what's the netted horsepower? People ask, and so 546 to the wheels and approximately 620, 625 to the crank. Torque, it laying down some mean torque. Torque, max torque, 509.09. So we're looking at 546 horsepower with 509 pounds-feet of torque. It's pretty impressive, and that is on a stock manifold. So that's probably one of the next things I will be doing. So I don't know how much horsepower I'll gain with that, minimal from what I hear, but it looks pretty cool when the hood's open. So, but I'll probably go that direction. I'll probably go with the MSD setup. But yeah, so that's my build. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm gonna go cruise around a little bit, do some pulls. That way you can hear the what it sounds like inside the car, and the windows will be up. But the tuner, my tuner Joe, he nicknamed the car the Screaming Eagle because it is extremely loud. It is straight exhaust. I'm not running mufflers, I'm not running resonators, so I am running long tube headers into a Catless X pipe straight out to 2 5-inch tips. So that's my setup. Some people say it's too loud. Well, actually, I've only had 2 people say that, but everyone else, you know, has asked me what exhaust is that, what setup is that, what motor is that. That can't be the stock motor in there. So I've heard a lot of different things, whether it be at gas stations, cars and coffee. So, I mean, it does sound good, and it really, truly is not loud unless you get the RPMs up above, I'll say 4,000 RPMs. So, which, when you're spirited driving, yes, you do go above that, but in and around town, I mean, most people don't act a fool and, you know, tack their car out like crazy, so I'm not really too worried about it. I'll do a cold start video as well, so that way you can hear what it sounds like when it's cold started. The car definitely sounds 100 times better when it warms up. At cold start, it is a little loud, and there is a lot of little popping noises that goes on, but that comes with the territory with cam and straight exhaust. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to give me any other pointers for you guys that have built these cars. I'm not trying to build a full-fledged race car. I just want something with some power, something that is fun to drive when I do drive it. But you know, a little extra power here and there is always good. But yeah, go ahead and drop a comment. Hit that bell for new notifications. It puts me in that YouTube algorithm. That way you get notifications of new content when I put it out. Yeah, mash that bell, drop a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you guys are in the Florida area, definitely check out Power Tech Performance. I did a lot of research. I looked at, you know, shops on the East Coast, shops in Georgia, the specific shop I wanted to take it to in Delaware. It's just too far, you know, a drive, too far to trailer the car. I just didn't want to fool with it. So I felt like I found the best shop, and luckily enough, I'm only an hour from that shop, so it worked out good for me. But check those guys out, Power Tech Performance. If you're in the Florida area, Joe and his team do a hell of a build, and man, I can't say enough positive things about those guys. But anyways, see you in the next one. Let's go! Look at that thing. Damn. Thing's a beast. Thinking about doing a little pull here in a few seconds with the windows down, because the last one the windows were up. So let's give it down and see how it sounds. Too bad though. She's running good now. She's running good. I ain't gonna lie about that.